Good evening, race fans, and welcome along to round number 5 of the QRT GT3 Championship 2025, season number 1. My name is John Wright, aka Double O Raven. My great pleasure to be once again joined in the commentary box by the man, the myth, the Madden himself. It is Mr. Sean Madden, Flaw Genius Gaming on Twitch. Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, John. Good evening, everyone in QRT. Great to be back, and this has got to be one of my favourite circuits on the calendar. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, on the chaos.
Indeed, yeah. Bring on the Bathurst. We've had Watkins Glen, Suzuka, Kailami and Imola so far this season. And this evening it is the mountain that bites back. We've got 60 minutes of racing with one mandatory pit stop. And yeah, Sean, you and I always love these QRT races. Absolute battles all the way to the end. Much like it was at Imola last week in Bathurst ahead. Let's go. We seem to have lost Sean. He was about to give us a roundup of last week's results on the screen at the moment. I believe that is the arms. It's Christian Booth who took the fastest lap and the race. Sorry, he did take the fastest lap but finished in 5th. The race were of course going to Chappelle. Second place was Putman, and that's where we see him in the standings, with Felines Senelif in 4th position in the arms. In the silvers, there we go, clunky as you like, it's Ben Sullivan leading the way. Danny McCutcheon in 2nd place after 2nd place in last week's race. And Florian Lacroix has been on the podium, didn't manage a podium last week but is still 3rd in the championship. Jakob Borowick did his championship chances no harm whatsoever with a well-deserved podium last week. 66 points and a 4-point gap back to Mike Wilson in 5th position. And the pros, someone called Damien Konzig. Anyone heard of him? He's leading the way, 2 wins. Wasn't here last week, so he will receive his success ballast penalty this week. So we will see potentially 11 drivers with extra time to spend in the pits this week. It's going to be fun. David Gran, 2 wins as well, and a 4th. Very similar to Konzig's results. Gran's in 2nd place. Ed Sterling, so unlucky last week, finishing in 8th place, but still 3rd place. He's on the same points as Arno De La Zeus, no stranger to podiums here at QRT, and he did get on the podium last week. Barbary finished in 2nd, that sees him propelled to 5th in the championship, only a point ahead of Marcus Schoberg. No spoilers, but I tell you, Schoberg was moving in the practice session when I jumped in at the start of the server. We shall see. Yes, it does appear that my co-commentator has lost internet.
I'm back.
Oh no, there he is. He is. Guess who's back? Back again. Sean is back. Good evening, Sean. How we doing? We've done the results. We've done the standings. We're into qualifying at Bathurst, and you and I were talking about the new setup we've got here for QRT. We're saying the corner name's up in the top corner. Not really needed here at Bathurst. There's not many drivers out there that don't know every single millimetre of this absolutely glorious racetrack.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be one of the most dangerous bits of a racetrack, I have to say, going up and down the mountain, of course. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers get on. Of course, we always mention about consistency, don't we, John? You can have a driver who has ridiculous pace on a single lap, but you do have to keep it concentrated. You have to keep it consistent, and this is certainly one of them circuits, John.
Absolutely. 3.8 miles of absolute driving perfection. There's only ever been one change. The chase, of course, added to stop cars landing in the hotel grounds just before Murray's Corner. That is absolute fact. It is a road course because that is a public road. That is driveways that are spattered up and down the course. It demands ultimate concentration for every single millimetre, and the safe to say that overtaking opportunities are few and far between. Did someone say the corner straight? I think we'll be saying that quite a few times. Slipstream mode engaged. It's certainly engaged for the pros. And is anyone even remotely surprised when Damien Konzig is 4 tenths ahead of the rest of the field? Quite incredible. He's got De La Zeus in second, currently with Grans in third place. And that, Sean, is an absolute murderer's row for the top three. Konzig, De La Zeus and Grans have shown race after race after race. They've got the pace, the consistency and the strategy. Actually, I'm not even sure why I like these people. They've got far too much talent.
Well, yeah, it's definitely crunch time for the pro drivers because, of course, David Grans won last time out in Damien Konzig's absence. So it's 2 wins apiece for the pair of them. And, yeah, you have to say whoever wins out of the 2 of them could go on to winning the championship, John, as David Grans gets the fastest lap time.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, now apologies, the ACC TV is doing some things that it's not supposed to be doing. So I'm just trying to bring... there we go. Excellent, there we go. We can actually see the times there. My apologies, a few teething problems with this one. With the new setup, but there we go. Van der Hoek, oh, he gets overtaken by Marcus Schoberg, who is... Oh, he was going very quick in practice. He's just yellow flags in the pits. Oh, somebody bashes it into the wall. Van der Hoek across the line, 2-minute point 3. Schoberg with a 2-minute point 1. 3 drivers in the 59s, only separated now by 0.3 of a second with Grant at the top of the table. The Silvers are coming out to play as the pros get their laps finished. Villette across the line in the Porsche with a 2-minute point 5, so close. As Sean was saying, and I alluded to as well, everyone really does know this track. Glenn, let's have a look at this. So Schoberg, in fact, yeah, we'll bring up the timetables before I get myself way too excited. Let's have a look at that, and in fact, what I would need to then do... yes, we've got a bit of an overlap there. In fact, you know what I can do? Let me just... There we go. Technology is my friend. Technology is my friend. David Grans, he is definitely friends with that Honda. 1 minute 59.5, 59.6 Konzig, 59.8 De La Zeus, and then, just incredible, Schoberg 2-minute point 1. Then we've got Van der Hoek with a 2-minute point 3, 2-minute point 4, Ryan Choi, 2-minute point 5, that would be Villette. 2-minute point 6, did anyone say? Yep, Gibson and Jordan have absolutely got that covered. And of course, 2-minute point 7 as well. Ranier Athenstad, 0.6 of a second separating 7 drivers around 3.8 miles of tarmac. Horrifyingly close. We've got Barbary Papai, Scotland, who does have a new livery. We'll need to get that one on during the... well, yeah, we'll see all the liveries at the start. My apologies, Callum. We will get that one out there. Someone I did actually see in the chat there, I was casting an eye over it, Brogan is struggling. He is indeed 14th position, 2-minute point 2, point 4. But, Sean, as you and I well know, qualifying is vanity, and it's the finishing position that's sanity. And if you're going to put money on anyone having a phenomenal comeback drive around the track like this, you wouldn't be going far off the mark with chucking a few quid on Declan Brogan in that Lambo.
Yeah, certainly, and to be honest, John, something that we got to take into consideration as well. So all the drivers that have got the success penalties applied to them, of course, Konzig wasn't available last week, but he did win the previous race, so he will start with the 22nd success penalty alongside David Granz. Jaeger was sorry, not Jaeger. It was Schoberg that also missed out racing last time out. He got a podium when he last raced, so he's going to have a 10-second penalty as well. So it does mean there's quite a number of drivers with their success penalties applied. We could, you never know, have a new winner for this season.
Yeah, could have quite a few new winners actually. We are on the side of the Porsche gratuitous front right wheel cam. You absolutely love it. Hello to everyone in the chat. Are you slag? Oi oi, Mark AMR, 97. Good year. I'm guessing maybe an Aston Martin fan. Very dry here, Sean. Say hello to the chat.
I mean, you slightly cut out for me, and then I heard coughing, so I think he's struggling. But yeah, I have to say, the times that we've got on the board so far, absolutely phenomenal. Now, I know that I can't contest to be anywhere near as good as these drivers. However, anything sub 2 minute is ridiculous pace, I have to say. Any kind of normal drivers will be well above that 2 minute mark. Yeah, we're certainly seeing some expertise from the drivers, and yeah, I really can't wait for this race. But we're looking aboard with the silver drivers right now. So far, the fastest man in the silver category is Jules Flint with a 2 minute 2.2. But it does look like it's pretty close in that category, because there is only 1.5 seconds separating the. Well, in fact, Scapas has gone quicker now because he's hit a 2 minute 1.7. So the first silver driver to break beyond the 2 minute 2 lap times. But yeah, there is still only 2.2 seconds separating Scapas in P1 and Mike Wilson in P number, and I can't count, John, I think it's P number 9.
Yes, sorry, who? I've just finished choking to death. Yep, death by chat reading. Yep, it's certainly a new one. It's certainly a new one. Sorry, yeah, I've got the heating on because it is, well, I'm in Scotland. It is cold, goes without saying. Yeah, so yeah, the dry heat in the radiator did catch me a bit there. But sorry, yes, you were asking me about positions, Sean.
Well, yeah, actually...
oh, Wilson,
so,
yeah.
I was going to say Wilson, but Rick Kranz is also in the silver category, not to set a lap time as Borowick, because we heard the laughing in the background there. Borowick, P6 overall, 2 minute 0.4, absolutely ridiculous. Can any of the other silver drivers catch him, John?
Oh, that is a very good time from Jakob Borowick. Very good time. The McLaren doing its thing. It is very safe to say. What a lap that is. Right in there with the pros. A near identical time than Glenn Choi. And right behind Van der Hoek. So we've now got two drivers on the 2 minute 0.4. And one of them is a silver Scapas, 15th position. For him at the moment, but again you can see on the board there just how close those qualifying times are. For every 10th he improves his lap, that will improve him by a position. He could easily be in the top 10. We've also got Chris Bell on a good lap, but I'll tell you, you want to talk about a good lap? Let's talk about Ben Sullivan in the Mercedes. Now I know we don't ever use chase cam, the Aston Martin, sorry, but just listen to the sound of this thing. Sorry, Sean. Well, that does sound very, 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 very good. But yeah,
I may have missed what you said there, John. My internet is cutting in and out as we speak.
Technology.
Which is yeah, very unfortunate. I'm hoping it's going to smooth itself out in the over the course of time, but yeah, struggling a little bit at the minute.
It's maybe just falling over because it knows the amount of action that we're going to have to talk about when this race starts.
You could well be correct there, John.
Indeed, yeah. We've got 34 to start tonight's race. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Ben Sullivan is on a monster time, and he goes 15th, and he goes second in the silvers. I knew that was a good one. Scapas is in the pits. Oh, that's his qualifying done. There's 1 minute and 38 seconds left for the silvers to get their times set. Oh, and that is the Mercedes. Out with Hell's corner. Chris Bell finding out it is Hell. Facing completely the wrong way. Straight back to the pit. That is his qualifying done. He is in 18th place overall. Currently 5th in the Silvers. But Alex Perry might just have something to say about that. Yes, he absolutely does. He puts himself in 3rd place, and he does have time. He's got plenty of time to finish his lap. Of course, the problem the drivers in the pit have, they've got to get round to the start line to actually start the flying lap, and yeah, they don't have time to do that. Perry, though, Sean, who's hopefully still there, he's popped himself up to 3rd place. Let's go. I'm saying let's go a lot tonight, haven't I? I don't know why. I've just become very, very conscious of the fact there's a lot of let's go tonight. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, impressive stuff from another McLaren.
Yeah, John feeling very motivational tonight, which is always nice to hear.
That's what it is.
But yeah, no, saving the best to last. Alex Perry up into the top 3 for the silver category. Yeah, very good showing from the silver drivers. And yeah, obviously I'm still absolutely speechless when it comes to Borwick getting inside the top 5 overall, but certainly, in fact, top 6 overall with that 2-minute point 3. So certainly setting the pace for the silver drivers. Can any of the silver drivers catch him in the race? Although we do have a couple of cars left over. In fact, we've got Bisteri, who is still on his hot lap now. Current fastest time is a 2-minute 2.8. He's currently 23rd overall. He's just about to come around the final corner at Murray's corner. And can he go quicker? Yes, he can by 2 tenths of a second. 2-minute 2.1 moves up into P21 overall and P7 for the Silvers.
Indeed, yeah. He does indeed. Jules Flint, no improvement there. Mike Wilson is just ahead of him. He is on an improvement. And I do think he's going to find more time through the chase as well. The pro drivers, the ARMS and the wildcards. Wildcards, of course, signified by the number 990 or above, which means Andre Thierry. You've got to love it. Some of these wildcards that enter, they're absolute podium contenders. Andre Thierry is about to break someone's heart up at the top of the field. You heard it here first. Mike Wilson, coming through the chase, does find a bit more time, and it's going to be enough to see him get past Loon, I think. Oh wow, that is how we get it done on the brakes. I'll tell you what, he's dealt a rocket at another 2 tenths, and he goes ahead of Kranz as well with a 2-minute 2.6. And goes firing off for a cheeseburger. I know that because one of the locals told me there's a burger van just out the back of that runoff area. So there you go. There is Dan Ramirez in the ARMS, and there is the timetable deciding not to work. So let's see if we can't make it work. I do love when technology decides just as and when it's going to do what it needs to do. So let's do that, and my goodness me, it worked. Really worked for Borwick. He's up in 6th place, as Sean mentioned, 2nd in the Silvers, 13th on the grid for Jules Flint. We've got Sullivan and Perry, 3rd and 4th, the first 2 Silvers next to one another on the grid, and then it's a solid group of 5 with Scapas, Bell, Haugstad and Bisteri all very close in behind. Wilson and Kranz bringing up the rear for the Silvers. Now we might have a minor issue looking further down the grid. Another little bump in the road will get fixed for next week. Let's get that back on the go though, and have a look at the ARMS and another group. And it's funny, Sean, I was actually looking at the fastest lap times from last week. Almost exactly a second between the fastest pro and the... Oh no, wait a minute, I've pushed the wrong button. There we go.
The fastest silver?
Yep, and then almost bang on a second between the fastest silver and the fastest ARM. It really does speak volumes for how well Harry handicaps them and puts them into their splits and highlights just how close it is right throughout the field. Because 1 second, that's not a lot when you're talking about Imola, and we're pretty close here as well at Bathurst.
Yes, indeed. And of course, don't forget Sven Jaeger, who finished P4 overall last week in his first race in the championship for the Silvers, obviously grabbing the first win in the Silvers. But is Jaeger? Jaeger's not competing tonight.
He's not, no.
Oh, okay. So a one-hit wonder then.
It looks like it. Yeah, that's it. He's got a 100% win rate. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah, and why not? Oh, Adam Thierry, he's building ahead of steam, but so is Victor Chappelle after last week's win. He puts himself 22nd. He will get into the top 20. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, if this Delta's anything to go by, he's going to be a lot further up than the top 20. My goodness me. Wow. He's found some serious time at the first corner. Darren Putman, he's up on his time as well as he heads up the mountain. He's got Solejovic not far behind him and up on his time as well. Oh, I'll tell you what, we're going to stay on board with Chappelle. He is absolutely lighting this up right now. Lighting it up as he heads. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and deliver the most heartfelt round of applause you possibly can, because Sean, that was the save, and I'll tell you, he lost a 10th and a half.
Yeah,
which is not
sure.
bad. That's incredible.
Incredible indeed, and I'm sure his pants will be lightly brown at this stage, I think. But yeah, Chappelle, absolute madman on circuit. But it's certainly something that you need to be around Bathurst. There's going to be lots of tricky moments, lots of bumps, and obviously you've got walls either side of you. So certainly, I'm sure that's not going to be the only scary moment for him. But yeah, just coming through the chase now. So the last sector of the lap. So we'll see if he has kept it consistent, John, because if so, then he may move up some positions, although he's got traffic in front, so hopefully it's not going to slow him down too much. But as he comes across the start-finish line, he moves up into P12 overall, John. 2-minute 1.2. Congratulations to Chappelle. That is ridiculous, John.
That is, yeah, that is a very, 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 very good time from the Lexus driver. Not a massive surprise. The Lexus does wonderful things in a straight line, as we've seen at the Nordschleife here at previous races in QRT, all of which are back catalogued beautifully on YouTube. So make sure you get over there and subscribe to the channel and help QRT grow, and you get to watch some phenomenal racing as well. Apologies for the droning Scottish bloke, we just can't seem to get rid of him. But yeah, Chappelle, 12th place, 2-minute 1.2, puts himself just ahead of Barbary and breathing down the neck of Athenstad. I did say Thierry was going to break some hearts in the pros. He 2-minute 2.3 and behind Solejovic, who did bring home a good time as well. 2-minute 2.1 for Solejovic, and he is another driver finding improvements. Andre Thierry is finding himself improvements. He is in the wild card. Darren Putman, he's up 0.2 of a second at the minute. In fact, he's just found 0.3, but Thierry is over a second up. He is about to rocket up the charts.
Well, you did predict this, John, didn't you? You said that he could challenge some of the faster drivers in the grid, and well, without trying to jinx him, looking good for it.
Yeah, he is flying. Yeah, normally I don't really spend a lot of time watching the wild cards. No disrespect to them. Thank you everyone for taking part in the championship, but we do like to get our hands on camera as much as possible. But this time from Thierry is about to be pretty decent. It's going to be a good platform for him to build. Puts himself just ahead of Chappelle. And yeah, that is a good time. Darren Putman is about to put in a good one. So too Dan Ramirez. Ramirez is down the hill. Putman gets himself up to 24th place. That is a good time set. We've got Senelif, who's heading up the hill. We'll come back there in a moment, but let's keep an eye on Ramirez. I'm not biased, you are. Ferrari time! Let's get some right wheel action on this. Ooh, that was almost a bit of a wiggle over the bump. You can see just how much effort the drivers have to put in. Look at the work the suspension has to do on the straights. That is incredible. Into the chase, and I'll tell you what, Dan Ramirez is about to see a couple of positions of improvement here. He's hovering on the second mark as we come to Murray's Corner, holds it on the way through and in fact finds another 10th. Goes up to 29th, that puts him 3rd place in the arms. He's got Senelif chasing him down the mountain. In fact, Senelif on the Conrod Straight. And he too is improving. I tell you, I think he's actually going to be, yeah, if he can bring this one home, he's got 4/10 of a second in his pocket here. That is going to put him ahead of Joost Loon. Declan Brogan, there you can see the pro driver, 26th position. Not something we are overly used to. And he does. Senelif gets himself ahead. 2:02.9. The times are just incredibly close. Incredibly close. That is, the qualifying timer has run out. Any drivers that are out on track can finish their lap. I believe Chappelle is still on a lap. The leader is in 13th place overall. And Thierry is in the pit. So Thierry with a 2:01.0 finds himself in 10th place. That is the first time, I think, in QRT history we haven't seen a wild card in the top 10. And yeah, Thierry is rapid. Oh, bit of a server glitch there. I was going to say, Sean,
lost it, yeah,
he's already got pole position in the arms. It's his last lap. Why not absolutely go for it? He did, and yeah, found out why it's not always a good idea to absolutely go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say dicing with death there, but yeah, no, absolute full send from him. Why not? You know, last lap, you know, P1 for the amateurs. So yeah, I can't blame him, to be honest. Just don't do that in the race.
Meant to that, brother. Unfortunately, at least 5 drivers will. That's just bathos. That's not because of the commentator. That is just statistical fact. Here comes Wraith. He's no stranger to the podium here at QRT, and he has got his Ferrari flying along the Conrod Straight. He is looking at an improvement in time, which would see him jump a couple of positions. We're going to see potentially see Silvers outside the top 30. That is how close this group is. Like right through the field, but this is one of these tracks. I either love it or hate it for some of the drivers. Oh, Wraith does improve, but doesn't get past Kranz. Stays ahead though of Senelif, who crosses the line and doesn't improve. Right, we're going to use the in-game one for this. My apologies. We've got double overlays on now, I think. Yes, we do. We can take down. There we go. So let's have a look there. The arms just finished their qualifying. Thierry, of course, doesn't count. He is a wildcard. Chappelle, Salevics, and Putman, the top 3 once again. Ramirez in 4th place with Race in 5th, and Senelif in 6th position. There is the success penalties. Borwick took the top spot in the silvers, as we saw. Flint in 2nd. Sullivan in 3rd place. Perry not far behind. And overall, there is the times. My apologies. Let's have a quick look at them again. 2:01.0. Sorry, 2:01.2 for the lead arm. 2:03 for the lead silver. 1:59.5 for the lead pro driver, David Granz. And in fact, I did see someone in the chat called D Granz that said, just give 2:30 the win. I wonder if he's any relation to David Granz in the race. 10 seconds. Yep, there we go. Hopefully nobody dived into that one. Consequent second, Dale Susan Schoberg on the 2nd row ahead of Van der Hoek. He's got Borwick breathing down his neck into turn number 1. The success penalties, Sean, are being added. Yeah, give us a rundown of what the drivers are being treated to as I bring up the start grid.
Yes, indeed. So as mentioned, Damien Konzik in his last race got the race win, but of course was absent from last round. So he'll start with 20 seconds along with David Grans, who won last time out himself. Then we've got... no, we don't have Sven Jaeger because he is not present today. So we've got Anthony Chappelle, who is the last driver to have 20 seconds applied to him. With the 15 seconds, we've got Barbary, we've got McCutcheon, and we've got Putman. And for the 10 seconds, oh, can you hear me?
Yes, you kind of dropped. Yeah, I was just about to say, Sean, no, but you kept my head. You half say, "Oh no," and then hello. So, yep. No.
Yeah, I've got an exclamation mark on my screen at the moment, so hopefully I'm not going to drop out. But yes, with the 10 seconds applied to him, it is going to be Delazeus, it's going to be Schoberg, Borovic, and Senilev. So those are the drivers with the applied penalties. Quite a number of them, John.
Indeed, yeah, it really is going to make a more than fascinating race this evening with all the penalties to be served, of course. During the mandatory pit stops the drivers must take during the race. At the minute it is a 26-degree track temperature, so it is, yeah, not too hot, not too cold, so the drivers will be able to get the most out of those tyres. There will be a mandatory tyre change and the taking on of fuel, but they will all be stopped for however much time it takes to change tyres, because the fuel won't take longer. So yeah, it'll be a pretty standard stop time, or it should be. I've seen big differences sometimes in the times, and of course the dreaded pit lane violations. And I missed Callum Scotland's livery on the way through because I was looking at the stats in the table. There is Adam Basteri giving it a bit of a flash. Declan Brogan down in 26th position. So we'll see how he gets on during the race. Dan Ramirez as well. He's got Mike Wilson just ahead of him, and another, yeah, it has to be said, another fascinating mix of manufacturers. Again, we talk about this a lot, but the pit skill bop that's being used, Sean, it really does bring a good mix of cars across the championship, because there's multiple cars are really competitive now. There's not one car that's going to stand out across all of the tracks, and it's yeah, it really is good to see.
Yeah, great to see. But what I will say is that the cars with the great straight line top speed, if they can hang behind the better kind of aerodynamically driven cars, then they could maybe make the moves on said cars down the Conrod Straight and the Mountain Straight.
Yeah, most certainly. There we go, sorry, completely lost control of that there. Right, let's get up to the race leader. Perfect, we do. There we go, coming in the last corner, my apologies. We are definitely up and running. 34 cars on the start grid. We do have one car in the pits, but we've got David Gran leading us off into Hell's Corner and onto the Mountain Straight. There is the green light, it's foot down, it's flat out, and he is flying across the track there to fend off any advances. He might have opened the door for De La Zeus, but he did not. De La Zeus might have opened the door for Schoberg, who's gone round the outside. He's got his nose in front, but what that is going to do is bring Van der Hoek into the equation, and he has a whole lot of cars following him along that Mountain Straight. And I tell you what, Marcus Schoberg, absolute flyer at turn number 1, sees himself securing third place into Quarry Bend. Beautiful shot in the background of the rest of the field. there was 2 accidents in turn number 1. Tice Payne in the pits. I think Zach Scott has been caught up. Rick Kranz as well. We'll keep an eye on the leaders, of course, though. David Granz up the mountain, chased by Damien Konzik. He will be coiled like a spring on the Conrod Straight. Schoberg, what a start up the third. Vanderhoek in 4th place. De La Zeus now finds himself in 5th position. Jakob Borwick, he's held on to 6th position. The silver driver having a good start, and Jules Flint as well, 2nd in the silvers. He's made up 2 spots, so a flying start there as Alex Perry finds himself down in 18th position, although he is actually up a spot. Ben Sullivan is down a position, and there's big battles going on. Haugstad, and he's facing the wrong way. That's Ramirez facing the wrong way. I think Haugstad might have got caught up in that as well. Oh, that is the Austin Powers turn of death getting out of there. Onto the Conrod Straight for the first time of asking. It's David Granz in the Honda comfortably into the chase ahead of Damien Konzik. Schoberg hanging on very nicely to that 3rd position. And I'll tell you what, when I say very nicely, I do mean very nicely, because that is what Vanderhoek can see over his shoulder, and there is what he can see ahead of him. A disappearing Honda. Certainly no cars disappearing behind him. That is a fairly full rear view mirror, it has to be said. Oh, Callum Scotland. Oh, let's have a quick look at the front bonnet. Oh, nice, got a ribbon on there. Not sure what the green one is for, I'll have to check it out. I probably should know these things. But he's just dropped a couple of positions. Barbary making up a position, and it's still side by side out of Hell Corner. We've got Alex Perry tumbling down the field. Let's have a quick look and see what happened right at the start. Rick Kranz round the outside. He's got the outside line at the start. We'll jump on to Helicam. There is his Ferrari there, closing up. Not exactly sure what the incident there was. It says there was an accident. Let's see how Cyril Villette got on in the Porsche. Again, this... Wow, so that was the only 2 incidents in the opening corner there. 2 cars touching a bit of gravel. Oh, he took a little bit of bump drafting along the mountain straight. I'm sure he wasn't too displeased at that. We'll have a quick run down as well. Alex Perry, he has dropped down the order. Oh, full send up the inside of Callum Scotland. He manages to make that one stick. Very nicely done by the McLaren on the brakes. That is a very good start indeed. Oh, then he took a bit of a tap in the rear. He's had a wiggle, and I tell you what, Sean, that is a very, very, very good save.
Yes, indeed. And to be honest, John, right, so in the background I saw something, but obviously we cut to the replay, but I think there was an altercation between Scott and Ramirez. So obviously we saw Ramirez sideways at Skyline, but then I saw, as he tried to turn the car around, I saw a car in the background, and then I saw a car that was in a 32nd position. I think that was Scott. Who was just stationary for quite a fair bit of time. So I don't know if there was an altercation between the 2 of them. But anything on your side?
Yeah, I was just having a look there. We're going to see Barbary. He's about to drop an absolute hatful of positions. I think he's clipped the wall. Oh, he's touched the grass here. He's had to back right out of on the brakes, and then he was never getting stopped. And that is all it takes. That innocuous little touch on the grass, that is all it takes to completely ruin your brake distance when you are moving at that pace. And that is Barbary just tumbled a hatful of positions down the order. He might get a couple of them back as Putman and Salevics in the arms are battling. It's the Mercedes that's going to lose out in this one, and Barbary is going to make a place back, and it might be 2. No, he's not going for it in the cut and didn't quite get close enough. He's definitely faster than that Ferrari ahead of him. That is for absolutely sure. It's so close still. Up at the top, although I was about to talk about the fact there was only 3 tenths between the top 2, but it's now a second. Wow. That should be... rotating. But it is not.
Slight technicals on the new software there, John. Maybe.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that should be rotating between the manufacturer and the race car, but for some reason it's not moving.
Okay, well, one thing to consider, John, is we've got Mark Gibson all over the back of Borovic. Borovic showing him the outside line. Borovic just holding off Mark Gibson for the time being. Gibson has got the inside line, and Borovic is going to have to be wary of him, but he's just got that nose in front. He's going to hang it around the outside, and there's good respect between the pair of them. But Mark Gibson making the move stick eventually. Slight bump draft as well from Borovic. Jordan just behind as well. So 2 for the price of 1 in one corner. Very unfortunate for Borovic, but it was a really good respect between Borovic and Mark Gibson. Didn't touch each other at all for about 3 corners there, but fantastic racing from the pair of them.
And just behind them actually, Andre Thierry was very much closing in. I'm going to go to chase cam because the aerial camera here is absolutely terrible because of the trees. But we can see the Lexus got very close, just gives him a bit of a tap, and then Rainier Affenstad pops up the inside and ends up spinning Thierry, so the wildcard driver tap in front, tap in the rear, and completely around the wrong way. Lorenzo Barbary is just on a big clipper of the wall as well. Bathurst absolutely doing Bathurst things in the opening stages. Nothing for Grant up at the front to worry about at the moment. He is keeping Damien Konzik at arm's length in second place. Now this doesn't actually show the... I just realised as well, it doesn't actually show the success penalties. So there we go. Yep, so the top 2, let me get rid of this so we can get an update. And we can actually see it, there we go. So yeah, the top 2 have got 20 seconds apiece, and Schoberg has got 10 seconds. So he is looking good. So too is Van der Hoek with De La Zeus on 10 seconds as well. As Sean mentioned, these penalties on the way in. But just a quick reminder for everyone. So yeah, penalties to be served. I'm wondering if there is a way we can see them on that tower. And we'll endeavour to find out as we keep watching the action, Sean. And for Bathurst, that has been an incredible start for all involved, and the top 2 certainly trying to make hay while the sun shines with a decent gap. And some battling going on, a lot of battling going on behind, as you would expect.
Yes, and to be honest, looking at the timing tower there, Van der Hoek looks like he's in a really good position at the moment. He's just, as far as I know, he was just about 6 seconds behind the current race leader, that is David Granz. And Van der Hoek is the first driver to not serve a success penalty. With the drivers in front of him, both Granz and Konzik serving 20 seconds and Schoberg 10 seconds, could be in prime position if he can keep up this kind of pace. Oh, okay, and Chris Bell into the wall as he got way too much rotation through the dipper. And that is unfortunate, John, but keeps from arm's length from the drivers passing it by, but that is a nasty accident.
Yeah, that is a big hit there. That is, and that is the type of instability that is suddenly thrust upon you. Yeah, he hit it that hard, the window wipers have activated. He's got that Lamborghini Wilson Wraith Sentinel, if they're all about to pounce. I think we might see Bell come into the pit to take his pit stop. Of course, they've still got 49 minutes to go, but they'll easily do 49 minutes. So it might be worth coming in now to get that damage repaired. Bell, Oh, and I tell you what, that's not what he wanted to see, and I tell you, that's another 2 positions. Ooh, as Mike Wilson runs wide, Chris Bell goes for a rail slide on the exit, and the Lamborghini's lost position. Wraith has said thank you very much. He's popped himself on the podium as he does come in. Bell comes into the pits, and Glenn Choi into the pits as well. Matt Jordan in the Bentley is absolutely breathing down the neck of Mike Gibson. Salevix with a yellow flag. He suddenly tumbled down the order. Oh wow, he's really tumbled down the order. I can't even. Oh no, that's Mike Wilson. Salevix. Let's see what's happened there. Coming around Hell's Corner. Ooh, that's a bit brave on the exit curve. Yep.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's definitely not how it's done. You cannot go over. Never mind the track limits. Like, I'll take a slap on the wrist from the stewards any day of the week if that's all that's all you're going to get going over those track limits. It's not. What you're going to do? You're going to unsettle the car and you are going to spin it on the wall. And as everyone knows, these drivers do love to have the traction on the car very high. Said no one ever. And Salevix, yeah, his Mercedes finding out the hard way. Another driver I think we'll see into the pits. Alex Perry's McLaren looking to make back some positions. Down 5 on where he started. Barbary in the same boat. Dale Azusa and Borowick all losing positions at the start. Borowick, though, won't be too bothered. He's still in 9th place, the top 10 for the lead silver driver. Although Jules Flint is now only 2 cars back, but between okay, we're going to maybe see an overtake here. The Porsche is going to send him to the outside line. The McLaren's going to say thank you very much. Bravely puts 2 wheels on the grass. He's kept it between the Mayo and the Mustard. He's going to get it done on the brakes. No cutback available, and that is Alex Perry back up a spot as Barbary comes into the pits. And Sean, once again, beautifully highlighting just how close the competition here is. The top AM driver is separating the top 2 silver drivers inside the top 12.
Yes, indeed. Well, obviously, it's no surprise there, John, because obviously when we watched Chappelle in quali, you know, he certainly is a man with nerves of steel. You know, certainly really throwing the car around and really taking no prisoners, basically, John. So it's really, really great to see that he's occupying, well, just outside the top 10 overall, but he's certainly a class apart from his nearest amateur rival, and really taking the race to the pros and the silver drivers. Just hope that he can keep it up, as a slight bit of contact between Scotland and Jules Flint. Really don't want to be making contact through the mountain section, because that can really unsettle not just the car in front, but the car behind making the contact with Callum Scotland, but gets away with it. And we're coming down the Conrad Straight now. He's going to have that slipstream in that AMG, so it's AMG power against McLaren, I do believe, isn't it, John? And yes, and he's getting ever so close as we approach the chase. He's going to sling one up the inside. Can he make it stick, though? That is the question. Not quite. He had to back off and try to give the respect and not make contact with the McLaren driver in the front. So Jules Flint will stay in front of him for the time being as we come around the last corner after 7 laps. But of course, Joel, as we know, once we get through Hell's Corner, if Callum Scotland can get a good exit, he can use that slipstream again. Oh, it goes a little bit wide. As you mentioned, John, you don't want to be going over that sausage curb. It's almost like driving at Nürburgring. You want to stay away from them curves, and that has cost Scotland on the manoeuvre to get past Jules Flint. Yeah,
it has indeed. Yep. Do not mess with the curves above us. Yeah, just don't do it. It's not. There's enough to worry about. There's more than enough to worry about in this track. You don't need to add to your woes. Cyril Vallette looking to add to his positions. Smoothest segue in history. He's only 2 tenths behind Arnaud De La Zeus is in 5th. We've got Mike van der Hoek ahead of him. Of course, with the way the success penalties lie, Valette and van der Hoek are very much on for podiums at this point, so they will be absolutely on point. You would imagine De La Zeus sandwiched in the middle. Can his McLaren jump past the Ferrari in a straight line? Nothing against De La Zeus, but I hope the Ferrari wins. Scotland is still... It's absolutely shameless, Sean, isn't it? I really do need to hang my head in shame and be embarrassed. Glenn Choi, he is leading the way out of the pits. Leviks, Bell and Haugstad have all been in. Tice Payne, so he is... Oh, look at that. Nicely done. I don't think it was too much battle there, and it does look like Kranz is carrying a bit of damage, actually. That might just be a visual bug. He might have been in and got that repaired, but either way, Choi absolutely flying past. Oh, and Callum Scotland getting the move done on Flint, and the swap positions again out with the last corner. I'm going to bring a replay up so Sean can talk us through it, but it does look like Callum Scotland has got this one done for the moment. How far ahead he is. Terrible camera angle keeps us in suspenders. And he gets it done, Sean. Let's rewind that a minute and let's see what we can see.
Okay, so through the mountain section, then through the dipper. Yeah, we just come through the dipper now. He sticks to oh yeah, sorry. So he sticks to a Jules Flint light glue as we come through the Forest Elbow. He remains behind him, and down the Conrod Straight, of course, you can see the AMG power that Scotland possesses, and really applies the pressure to Jules Flint as we approach the chase. He swings to the outside, and then he makes the move stick. Although, oh, what's happening there, John?
He did cut short there. Yes. I don't know why it does that. I waited long enough. It should have been the previous minute, so it should have taken us up to the last corner. It didn't, but yeah, nice move by Scotland. Finishes the move that he couldn't get done on the previous lap. David Kranz is having a great start to the race. He has a 1.8 second gap over Damien Konzig. Not too bad a position to be in at this stage. The two of them have got the 20-second penalties to serve when they come into the pits. Rainier Athenstad is up to 10th position. Did get involved in a little bit at the start, managed to avoid most of it though, and he is all over the back of Borowick, who's still looking to hold on to a top 10 position. He's got another 6 second, and that's not going to do it. And yeah, you can see Athenstad there taking very preemptive avoiding action, because as I'm sure Sean will testify, it really can go horribly wrong. It's yeah, I mean, let's talk about what happens when you go to the other side of the curb. You've got no control over the car, and you can just turn into a bowling ball and easily go 10 to 20 car bowling, no problem whatsoever.
Yes, indeed. But I have to say it was good car control from Borowick there. He kind of recognised that he got over the, or kind of missed his braking, got onto the grass, and he controlled it nicely so he could take avoiding action and keep it away from the walls, but more importantly, not hitting Athenstad at the same time. And it was good anticipation from Athenstad, who gave him a wide berth and move up into P9.
Indeed, yeah, great reactions by both drivers. We've got Just Lund, who is now chasing down Basteri in the background there. Andre Thierry with a 10 positional drop at the start, so he will be looking to work his way back through the field. Jules Flint, only one of 3 drivers to still be running in their start positions. The other 2 are leading the way. Flint at 15th place and on the final podium spot in the silvers. He's got a 4.5 second gap back to Ben Sullivan, who's made it up 2 since the start. Another I'm having a great drive is Putman. He's up 7 spots, well into the top 20. He's got Declan Brogan in the pros chasing him down, but he has certainly given Sullivan more than a run for his money there over the top of the mountain, and this one could be fun along the, well, I say it could be fun along the Conrod Straight. Is the Aston man quicker than a Ferrari in a straight line? I wonder. I think we all know the answer to that one. Ferrari is a great all-rounder, Sean, but when it comes to straight line speed, there's definitely quicker cars out there, it's safe to say.
Yeah, it's definitely safe to say that indeed, as we'll probably witness right now. But yeah, the Ferrari certainly very good through the mountain section, very good on the brakes as well. Great cornering speeds, of course, but down the straights it is left for dust to most of the cars on the grid, as it looks like Ben Sullivan's gone too deep and he's cut the grass, and there's Darren Putman to take full advantage and move up a position to P16.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Wow, you can hear how close that engine is. Yeah, Declan Brogan with a very nice overtake. Oh, Schober's just like the time, and Jules Flint's come in to the pits. There is Brogan there. So yeah, very good move by Putman and Brogan. Sorry, I was looking at the timing towers as well. In fact, let's see. If it'll show it again. Yep, there we go. Right, so there is Sullivan again in the Aston Martin. Hopefully this doesn't cut out just before we get to the good bits. Into the chase. It's not the smoothest of lines, and yeah, that's always going to carry too much pace, and you really do have to back right out of it, even if it's not even being gentlemanly. It's more just trying to control the car as much as possible. And yeah, good move and patience there by the two drivers behind, and that's given Ben Sullivan a fair bit of work. As we can see, Basteri, Flint and Perry all into the pits. We're already 22 minutes into this one, and 10 laps completed by David Grant and Konzig. It looks just to be a game of cat and mouse between these two up at the front, because it was saying that Grant was pulling away, but the gap has been Konzig's to set the fastest lap. The gap's pretty much been 1.3 seconds for the entire race. Damien Konzig could just be going for a quicker pit stop. Doesn't want to get entangled or cost himself any time at the moment. He's picking up. Won't be getting much slipstream, won't be getting any dirty air either. So yeah, game of cat and mouse we see played out in the pits, or is Konzig just waiting to line this one up for the closing few laps, do we think, Sean?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of cat and mouse, but I'm sure they are both aware that both of them have got the 20-second success penalty. Schober just behind's got the 10-second. So as I alluded to earlier in the race, Van der Hoek is in prime position to take the race lead once all the pit stops are served and done. It'll be interesting to see how that fares for the drivers just behind him in Delazus and Cyril Villette, and in fact Gibson, I didn't realise, just behind as well. So it could get very, very close at the top of the grid, but Van der Hoek, hopefully he knows that he's in a very, very good position. If he does keep it consistent, he could reap the benefits here. So but yeah, David Grands and Konzig definitely showing some very, very fast and consistent pace. And yeah, Konzig will not be liking this right now, I'm sure, John, because we're used to seeing Konzig at the top of the grid, but currently just behind David Grands, and doesn't have an answer for it so far.
Yeah, no, Grant's putting in some very consistent laps. That gap now up to 1.7, it drops it back down to 1.5, just as I say that. Christophe Papai in and out with the pits. Mike Wilson into the pits, so we're starting to see them filter in. Matt Jordan then up to 8th place. Gibson right on the back of this battle here. Van der Hoek, De La Zeus, Villette, Gibson all looking for podiums. Going to be much more difficult for De La Zeus. Of course, he's got a success penalty as well. So certainly Gibson, Van der Hoek and Villette looking to charge up the field if they can. We've got one of the cars from further down the grid moving over, one of the cars that's taken their pits. There is Jules Flint in the silver going past Wilson. So we know he's trending towards a podium. At the minute on track is Borwick still leading the way in the silvers. He's got 10th place overall, and in fact isn't too far behind this battle. Athenstad in 9th in the pros. Often we see it settle out this way, but yeah, 9 pros leading the field. There is Putman from the arms coming into the pits. There's Gibson still watching the cars ahead of him. We've still got 30 cars in the race. Wilson Wow, it was well down the field. Basteri comes into the pits to take his pit stop. We're still on board with Gibson going across the mountain. He really has got Villette. Ooh, and I tell you what, that's a bit untidy there from Villette. That's going to cost them heading into, although losing a bit more pace going into this section of the track isn't necessarily a bad thing. Villette managing to hang on to it. The Porsche will be nippy through the twisty stuff, but the Mustang is going to be a mare. Get it? For the Porsche. Oh, and I tell you what, you know what, Sean, there's a lot of things that you see a lot here at QRT. Very close championships going down the wire, got drivers getting promoted, the mystery of the insanely quick Porsches. Can we talk about this, please? How are they managing to get these corner exits and top end speeds out of the Porsche? We saw Schulberg last season perform absolute wonders, and I did say put him in a quicker car, he'll do well. He's currently running in third, but Cyril Villette, that is a worldie of an exit out of Hell's Corner, and he's fended off the Mustang, and he might do so again along the mountain straight. It's just, it's mind-blowing to me that they get this much pace out of this Porsche.
Yeah, I think with the Porsche, one of its strengths obviously is going through the corners, but it's that initial acceleration out. As you can just see here now, no answer for Mark Gibson, who was trying to stick to him like glue. But it just, you know, unfortunately, that is one of the strengths of the Porsche. The Mustang seems to come into its own in the more sort of top end of speed, and that's where he really does close in. But unfortunately, yeah, just perhaps needs another sort of, you know, 500 to 1,000 meters of straight for Gibson, sorry, to get past, because right now Villette doing a fantastic job holding him off, and in fact going through the mountain section now, starting to pull away.
He is indeed, yeah. He's got that Porsche dancing to his tune. The gap between these three now spreading out ever so slightly. So yeah, great driving. As you can see, it's all light on the deltas at the minute. We're going to see cars coming out all in and out of the pits. In fact, as Wraith in the arms comes in, it's Glenn Choi still leading the way out of the cars that have taken those pit stops. He's taped his way back up to 20th overall, with Papai behind him in 21st. Putman comes out the top and to have taken his pit so far, and he's got Jules Flint separating him from Salevix, but they are ahead of Flint, as I say there, in the silvers. Perry, Bell, Wilson, Kranz and Basteri all taking their pit stop. Haukstar, it looks like he might be retired to the pits. He's been in there for quite some time. Tice Payne in a stewarding capacity, keeping an eye on the proceedings, which have been absolutely incredible considering the course. And there is De La Zeus coming in. Oh no, he thought about coming in. So he crossed. Ooh, now. Not sure I want to say that out loud. It did indicate he was on his way into the pits, and he didn't, so I wonder if he just crossed the line and dipped back out again. Gibson is in, Van der Hoek is in. Athenstad goes past. But yeah, and Matt Jordan, he's coming into the pits. Chappelle in, Callum Scotland in as well, going for the 50-50 strategy. This will bring them out pretty much on the 30-minute mark. The track 25 degrees, so it's only down 1 degree since the race start, so their tyre pressures should be pretty bang on. Wraith's on his way out, lots of positions changing. They will settle down very shortly. It'll be an interesting one here to see who comes in first. If Grant comes in and Konzig follows him straight in or stays out, or if Konzig comes in before Grant, it really is, it's absolutely anyone's guess what these two are going to do for this mandatory pit stop, especially with the gap being exactly the same for the opening 11 laps.
Yes, indeed, John. And actually, I'm quite surprised when Van der Hoek came in that the likes of Gibson and Jordan came in straight after him as well, because I thought maybe there would have been a few sort of undercuts and overcuts happening. But that trio of cars look like they're going to stick to the same pack. And, well, we're going to see whereabouts they come back out on circuit. circuit. I do suspect once Grans and Konzik do eventually come in, that they will be in the lead of the race, I think, John. It looks like Marcus Schoberg is coming to the pits as well from P3, so he's going to be serving that 10-second success penalty, so he should come out on circuit just behind the trio we was just talking about.
Indeed, yeah. De La Zeus and Valette being part of that, they've already gone past, so yeah, they were less than 10 seconds behind Athenstad. He has stayed out. Looks like silver leader Borwick has stayed out as well. Skapas up to 8th position. He's going for another lap as well. We'll see what Brogan and Sullivan do. In fact, they just swapped positions. Oh no, sorry, that's 26th. So that is Chris Bell, who is taking his pit stop. There is Wraith, who's taken his. Lots of blue flag action, as you would expect. Brogan up to 8th. A cheeky bit of slipstream from the car ahead. Konzik is suddenly half the gap.
Wow. Yeah, beneath a second, John. Beneath a second now. And yeah, this is slipstream territory. Oh, a little wiggle as well on the exit, which was not ideal, but in fact they are near enough side by side, John, actually, as we come down the straight. And in fact he no, sorry, that's Grans in front, isn't it, the Honda? So yeah, they are side by side. Slight bit of contact as well as we approach the chase, but it looks like Konzik is going to take the race lead, although he's going to have to give space. They do give space, nearly make another bit of contact there, but Konzik gets through into the race lead. It looks like Grans is going to go into the pits though, John, and serve his pit stop and success penalty.
He is indeed, yeah. So what happened was they caught up to 18th place in the Lexus. The double yellow car was 18th at the time. That has now changed. It's coming out of the pits. So yeah, a whole lot of slipstream. Hopefully the replay runs as far as we need it to go. A little bit of a server glitch there, but yeah, certainly the Lexus ahead did disappear in and out of the server. You can see the Honda doing everything he can to shake off the slipstream of the Mustang. Moves in front of the Lexus. It does no good at all, as the Mustang is absolutely motoring. They do make a bit of contact, a bit of door banging as they come to the end of the Conrod Straight. And yeah, it's jumped on to Gran in the pit. So Konzik has now got the lead all to himself. He's got Borwick in the silvers in second place. Gran De La Zeus, Athenstad, Valette, Skapas and Brogan all into the pits. Mike van der Hoek is the lead driver to have taken his pit stop, and he is coming to the last corner. So let's see. Well, I'll tell you what, Gran's still in the pits. Wow, so yeah, Van der Hoek is ahead of David Grans. So that puts him in the net lead of the race. Valette is out behind him. And he's got his teammate, Mark Gibson, not too far down the road. The team have played it well. They do now have fastest man in qualifying, David Gran, out of the pits and chasing them down. But that is the three pros. All ahead, and as predicted, Sean, Marcus Schoberg coming out right behind. So we are definitely, there's definitely the potential for a new winner here. Konzik clearly is going to be behind this group as well.
Yes, indeed, but it's going to be interesting to see now, John, if Konzik does decide to just try to start nailing some lap times and maybe come into the pits a little bit later on, or he'll be making this pit stop imminently. I'm not sure. This is a hard one to call.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, he's staying out. Oh, and that Lexus has just disappeared and reappeared again. Yeah, that is a bit of a strange one. Borwick with... Oh, Borwick, silver leader in the wall of the exit to the chase. That is a huge contact. Let's have a look at the replay to see what happened. He is going past the Porsche, who backs right out of it as he just can't... Yeah, too much pace. Goes off onto the grass. and then puts the foot down, Sean. That is absolutely not the way to go. We spoke earlier about this very fact that we've seen drivers who they don't back out of it out of gentlemanly conduct. I mean, I'm sure they are being gentlemanly, but you back out of it because you've got no control of the car. You just need to bite the bullet instead of the wall.
Yeah, you almost have to kind of like glide it across the grass and just come off the accelerator pedal completely. Don't hit the brakes, don't hit the accelerator, just kind of carefully steer the car with small, like minimal inputs really, and try to get it around the corner without touching the wall. Unfortunately, he did hit the loud pedal, and yeah, unfortunately, that is what happens. Spun up the rear wheels and into the wall.
Indeed, yeah. Oh, that is a cheeky little blue flag overtake there. Van der Hoek, he is on a charge now. He's got Ben Sullivan in the silvers 3 seconds up the road. Konzig 70 seconds ahead. De La Zeus came back at the pits after his penalty. He is in 8th position currently. I think he will move up to 7th. Borowick still in the pits. Fair bit of damage there to repair. Declan Brogan, he is in 18th position. Rick Kranz still in the pits. I think I have lost one more driver actually. But at the moment, Kranz back out. So he's down overall, of course. So is Schoberg and so is De La Zeus. So the three with the success penalties. Tumbling down the order, Skapas in the silvers. He finds himself up 8 places into 2nd. I tell ya, that is some racecraft. Skapas really can't get the job done during the race. Borowick back out of the pits. He is in 15th place, Sean. That is a massively bad luck for Borowick. The slightest misjudgment onto the grass, and then misjudging what to do on the grass, and that has cost Borowick a very good chance at a podium finish.
Yes, indeed, and unfortunately as well, because he hit the wall as well, he's going to be carrying a bit of damage. That car is going to be scary to try to handle down the mountain. We've just seen a couple of squirrely moments for him, and just as I just called it there, out of Forest Elbow as well, just having a little bit of a moment on the exit there, so he's going to have to be careful, but yeah, it's certainly damage limitations for him now.
Yeah, I would say so. We did see another car have an incident there. It did say car 8TR, Jules Flint it was. Let me just see if I can get a replay of that. The wrong way, it didn't come up. There is Konzig coming in the pits. So Konzig is coming in, and Van der Hoek, wow, he's on his way up the mountain.
Yeah, moment of truth, but of course he's going to he's going to take the pit stop, which is normally about roughly 30 seconds stopped, but then of course he's going to have that 20-second success penalty and the time that it takes to enter and exit the pit lane. So a fair chunk of time, but it is still going to be reasonably close, I think, John. But we'll see if Van der Hoek can get the hammer down and really nail these corners, not make any mistakes, and yeah, it's for him to lose really at this stage. But we do ride on board with De La Zeus, as we can see right now, just behind Marcus Schoberg, of course, taking that 10-second success penalty, which moved him down into P6, and he's under all types of pressure right now from De La Zeus, who has got that slipstream now over the Honda as Schoberg takes the inside line and shows De La Zeus the outside line, which is a scary proposition. But fantastic driving between the pair of them, and De La Zeus does make it stick, but Schoberg is not going away without a fight. He's got the inside line for the final corner. Oh my God, that is fantastic racing between the pair of them, and this one, very, very difficult one to call, but Schoberg has still got the inside line for turn 1, and I feel like he will make it stick. and it's really going to be a drag race up the hill now to see who will secure that position, because De La Zeus has just got in front of Sjoberg now, but Sjoberg now, Sjoberg has got the inside, the slipstream from De La Zeus in front, and De La Zeus stays in front. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart there.
Yeah, that was there was a lot going on. We did see a car have an incident there. It was Matt Jordan in the Bentley. Sorry, we didn't quite catch it on stream. Oh
no.
Yep. Oh, that is a big one. Oh, and it carried on. There you go. That's what Bathurst does best. Destroys hopes and dreams. Damien Konzig looking to destroy the hopes and dreams of Gran, who's managed to get back out in front. So the undercut managing to keep Gran's ahead of Konzig, but it is the trio, as predicted by the Psychic Commentary team, of Van der Hoek, Valette and Gibson that are on the podium at the moment. As I say that, David Grans is looking pretty speedy, quick, and he's got Gibson just ahead of him. Are we going to see some last lap action up at the very front of the grid? Gibson, I'm sure, will do everything he can to fend off these two for as long as possible. That's his teammate Van der Hoek up at the top of the field. Gran, they're just popping out the slipstream to not carry too much pace into the last corner. Keeps it very neat, as you would expect. Damien Konzig, I say as you would expect, they're going to be on the absolute ragged edge, driving the wheels off these cars, trying to get themselves some podium glory. They're only saving grace at the minute, of course. They won't be carrying any success penalties into the final round, which is Silverstone next week. What a race that is going to be, Sean.
Doesn't get any better than that as David Grant switches to the outside. He's not going to work for him for the time being, but of course desperate to get past Mark Gibson, because he's got a certain Damien Konzig just behind him as well. So this is certainly getting rather tasty between the trio now. Mark Gibson, it would be a hard task to keep behind Konzig, but he has got David Grans, and of course this is fighting for the championship lead as well, with David Grans and Konzig with 2 wins apiece going into round 5 at Bathurst. So he's going to have nerves of steel here as we go down the mountain now, but of course no passing opportunities, but David Grans is going to be well aware that he needs to get past him as soon as possible. So as we come out of Forest Elbow now, sticking to Mark Gibson like glue, will be now using that slipstream. We've got another car that's entered the fray as well, and it looks like they just past the laps car there. Mark Gibson leading the charge with a very, very competitive David Grans, who has been shown the outside as we come up to the chase. Mark Gibson is going to use his experience to try and fend him off, but he can't fend him off. And there goes Konzig as well around the outside, looking to get past. Mark Gibson has got that optimal inside line, but he's going to have to show that space on the outside. Konzig holds it around the outside though, John, and as we come across the start finish line, we're going to come up to turn number 1. Konzig is going to fight tooth and nail to try and get past Mark Gibson. They're going to be side by side in a drag race up the mountain now. It looks like Konzig has just made his stick though, moves himself up into P4 with David Grans up into P3, of course.
Absolutely incredible stuff there. Damien Konzig, an absolute predator in that sequence there. He could see what was happening. I tell you what, full credit to David Gran as well. He knows exactly where to position the car. As soon as he got in front of the Mustang and then the blue flag car, he moved directly in front, so it's like to cut off any slipstream, because he could see, look, he knew he was just pulling Konzig along beside him, and he's like, yeah, no, you know what, I'm not a big fan of doing that. Let me just see if I can help someone else separate us two out on track. But it was all for naught in the end. Well, it wasn't all for naught actually, because Grant got himself a good bit of a breakaway, while these two behind battle what through the last 3 corners side by side. Take about Gibson. Might have just been ejected from the podium, but yeah, head held firmly high. That was a phenomenal sequence of driving. But it does see Gran and Konzig move ahead, and while that's been going on, Cyril Valette has caught up to a whole lot of blue flag traffic. Behind the blue flag traffic and just in front of him is Van der Hoek in the race lead. Is the punchy little Porsche going to weave it? Ooh, speaking of weaving, the McLaren, the back wheel's absolutely letting go there. There's a whole lot of blue flag action going on. That's Chris Bell in the Mercedes, that's Alex Perry in the McLaren. Have made their way through. Ooh, it got a bit nip and tuck there for the Porsche. Oh, and the McLaren's bounced off the wall, Sean, and that is the race lead, and that is the podium. David Grant coming up behind him as we see the Ferrari go up the inside of the Mercedes, and that is Van der Hoek. And I'll tell you what, 14 minutes to go. Damien Konzig and David Grant, Sean, are still on for the win because they are right behind this battle for the race lead with blue flag traffic to Ader Cons. Let's go!
Let's go indeed. This is racing at its very, very best, and it's been quite a while since I've seen a race like this, particularly as we are approaching the final embers of this race. Van der Hoek in primary position to take the race lead, but of course he's got a very, very competitive Cyril Valette just behind him, and then Valette of course is going to be coming under pressure from David Grans and Damien Konzig as well, who have already shown now fighting tooth and nail to get the best result possible with some breathtaking overtakes on the grid in front, and they will not be standing for the P3 and P4 that they currently hold at the moment. So yeah, it's all to play for in the final 13 minutes of this race, John, and bring it on.
I'll take myself off you, and not to be left out, I tell you, I full apologies, Mr. Borowick. I did say your chances of a podium were diminishing. Yep, he's 3/10 off the silver race win. That's me going back into my box now, ladies and gentlemen. So, yep, it's been a pleasure. But yeah, Borowick, looking to do the same as the guys and gals up at the front of the pro field, of course. Ooh. Both drivers trying to lay down a smoke screen for one another there. Can confirm, not a great idea. That Audi, wow, look at that thing, just absolutely ragdoll the driver's wrists as they head down the S's and the Big Dipper into Forest Elbow. I still think this should be called Hell's Corner, because the consequences, oh, we're touching that wall, absolutely hellish. We've got Rob G. Barker, the living legend. Give that man a follow in the chat, Sean. Type hello in the chat so we can get everyone to follow you as well. Phenomenal streamers in their own right. Robbie G, yes, there was an issue. The hosts couldn't get full access to the Twitch channel tonight, so it's the previous race's title. Yes, so not the Red Bull Ring tonight. It's the mountain that bites back. The VOD will be changed. There we go. Yeah, make sure you give them a follow.
Thank you very much, John.
In the chat, yep, give them a follow as well. Anyone that's doing the racing and things. Speaking of racing, Mike Van der Hoek, is he loving being the hunted, or is he absolutely sweating bullets? I firmly know which one I would be. I would already be into the wall. Van der Hoek now, we've got the top three separated by less than a second with 11 minutes to go. Who says success penalties don't work in a championship? Yeah, no, didn't think so. Yeah, and follow the Scottish legend Double O Raven. Yeah, sympathy follows. That's wrong. What a race, these folks going at it. Oh yes, they are, and we're going to see them going at it again. And that's a three-way slipstream. Konzig, is he lurking? Is he getting left behind? Look at the Honda, look at the pounce. It's got the straight line legs over the Porsche. You can see he's going to have the outside line again. It's where, oh, and he's put two wheels on the grass. He's put two wheels on the grass. He's managed to hold it, and all he's done is thrown himself directly back into the clutches of one Mr. Konzig. The Porsche and the Ferrari will continue. Oh, never mind. Ignore me, completely wrong. Once again, Gran is absolutely on that rear bumper shot. And Konzig still setting fastest laps. The motivational let's goes have absolutely worked. We've got 10 minutes left and there's no way my voice is lasting this whole time, Sean. This top 4 is ridiculous.
Does anyone want to hedge their bets right now? Because I certainly can't call it, as it looks like David Grant's got an excellent exit out of turn number 1. Looks like he's going to try and hang it around the outside to go in front of Silverlet, but it looks like a little bit of contact with Konzig going around the outside of the pair of them, and he moves up into P2. What a fantastic opportunistic move from Konzig into the top 2, and he's looking to sideways from Verlet as well, as David Grant nips in front of him to move up into P3, and I'm just absolutely speechless. This is absolutely fantastic and exciting action we're witnessing right now. John, take us through the replay, please.
Indeed, yes, that was absolutely incredible stuff. The driving up at the top of this field is incredible. They're in a straight line. Honda trying to keep the Porsche over as far as possible. They do make a slightest bit of contact, and Damien running out with superlatives. Konzig, he just nips his way in there. Absolutely as calm as a coma. I did say I wonder if Konzig's biding his time or getting left behind. He was biding his time. I'm going to say thank you very much. I'm going to take 2 positions. I'm going to get back up to 2nd place despite serving an extra 20 seconds in the pit stops. And Van der Hoek, I can assure you, is doing everything but looking in his rear view mirror right now, because when he does, all he's going to see is a Mustang. No, he's not, because the Mustang is already in front. They're going side by side through the chase, and it's the Mustang on the outside line. On the inside, on the exit, he's got the outside going into Murray's corner. Of course he does. He's got the drag race. The Mustang has got the straight legs. The Van der Hoek has got the inside line. He's in the more mobile Ferrari. But of course, Damien Konzig, what a move.
Wow. Wow. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Having the patience, having the guile to get around the outside, but also Van der Hoek as well, showing that respect as well, giving him the space. But of course, when Konzig is afforded that space, he'll grab it with both hands, and showing his true masterclass there as he moves up into the race lead. And David Grans, who is currently up into P2 already as well, John, as he's made a move on Van der Hoek. So it is a 2-horse race for the race win, with 1 second covering the top 2 drivers. So now, hedge your bets, guys. What do you think, John?
I've absolutely no modicum of an idea anymore. I've not thrown my hat in any ring because it will just get diminished. There we go. The Honda, another phenomenal exit. The Ferrari almost get it done on the brake. And we now have Villette and Gibson. Sorry. We once again have Villette and Van der Hoek battling it out because they're very close. Oh, Marcus Schoberg.
No.
Oh, the Honda driver. Completely unbiased commentary, but we love Marcus around here. After what he did in the Porsche last season, how could you not? Full commitment. Just incredible season. The Honda driver, though. Sorry, do ignore the corner names. Oh, he bins it in Chad Rice bend. Oh, I'll tell you what, though. Nice little 360 dismount. His tyres will be cosy. But yeah, that certainly could have been a whole lot worse. Schoberg then, 8th position, another one of the drivers with the success penalty. A whole lot of traffic for the top 2. That's Silevics in the arms. He's 22nd position. Massive apologies to the Silvers in the arms. We've concentrated hugely on the pros, but the top 4 have been separated by less than 5 seconds for huge amounts of the race. So it's kind of justified. Christophe Papai looking for an overtake. Silevics closing in on Senelif. Chappelle, phenomenal drive, leading the way in the arms with Putman up to 2nd place. Senelif in 3rd. Silevics just behind in 4th place. The Silvers, Borwick 11th place. A phenomenal drive from the Silver driver. Qualified 6th place. And has been squeezed out of the top 10 by 10 pro drivers. That's an absolute achievement in itself. Thierry on a great comeback drive. He's just gone past Scapas, a bit of breathing room for Borwick. Their 3rd place, Ben Sullivan. He's got one of the pro drivers coming down. Oh yeah, don't care. I will get that corner renamed Chad Rice Bend. That was one of the most incredible overtakes I have ever seen in any motor race when he put it around the outside. Yeah, so this corner we've just gone past, Sean. Chad Rice, of course, world famous Australian Gran Turismo 7 and all-round nice guy, and seems a load of stuff. Went absolutely round the outside, absolute flat out. We checked on the replay, flat out, round the outside, tickled the curb, on the brakes, got it down the dipper. I was out my chair.
And it takes a lot to get you out of your chair as well, John. So.
That's an AIDS joke. I like it. I do have a lift and rise, it helps me up, but it does take a little while. It's not taking a little while to develop up at the front. Hopefully he's keeping a straight face better than I am at the minute. My apologies, but Mike van der Hoek, he is feeling the force pressure. It is a battle for the final podium position. We did wonder if we'd see a new race winner. We're definitely going to see a new entrant into the QRT Podium Hall of Fame as Damien Konzig sets another fastest lap. 2:0.025. Predator, Scorpion, I mean, he was just waiting to pounce the whole time. Anyone out there that thought anything different, he's just, I mean, Sean, it really is difficult. Like, I can be very expressive, I can talk for Scotland, but I'll tell you what, Damien Konzig, I'm just running out of things to say. There is literally no end to the man's talent when it comes to racing. The strategy, the driving, the consistency, the pace. It's just mind-blowing. If I had a tenth of that man's talent, I would be behind the wheel.
What about a 20th?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be nice actually. Yeah, even that would be good. I thought I was going to get a lot of talent with my Fanatec wheel, but they haven't sent it yet. It's not arrived.
Oh
no! I'm still waiting on. I know, and their customer service. You know what it's like. Although it is much better now. Disclaimer: they have been taken over by another company that has massively improved. So, yeah, I'm not throwing too much shade at Fanatec. They are sorting themselves out. But anyway, enough of my consumer advice.
But yeah, you're absolutely correct with Konzig. I mean, dare we ever, doubt him really? I mean, he was, I wouldn't say he was looking down and out. He's always looking fast, but he was serving his 20-second penalty. He was behind Grands. At one stage, he was down to, was it P5, wasn't it? It didn't look like from that position that he was going to get the race lead or the race win. What's happened, John?
Mark Gibson. Oh, wow, how is that not there? Oh, I don't know what's happened. Oh, okay, he's had an accident way before that, right, so this is just because he's going so slow in the Conrod Straight. We will get a look at the accident. Oh, yeah, you're right, Sean, I will get him back for that one. Like, it was a good joke he joined in, but I'll get him back. Although after the Spurs shade threw his way the other way, I think he maybe does owe me one.
It was payback time, wasn't it?
It was. Right, let's see what's happened to Gibson here. Have we? No way. Did he? What?
Is it the chase or is it?
No, so this is on the quarry bend. Yeah, so this is when the Honda went.
Oh yes,
sorry.
He
didn't slam into the wall there. I don't know what's happened to him. I'm not sure what's happened to him. I think we've just been told that the leader is on the final lap. I think we have just been told we've got 1:34 left. Yep. There's no way even Damien Konzig's getting round Bathurst in 1:04. Van der Hoek, can he stop Villette going round him? These two battling for this final podium position. Ferrari versus Porsche. I think we all know which side of the fence that Uncle Raven is sat on. Sorry, Cyril. Although it's hard to bet against the Porsches here at QRT. They're really developing a soft spot for the Porsche and the wonders that it performs track after track, race after race. But it is more wonders up at the front. Damien Konzig onto the Conrod Straight with a 1.3 second gap, does exactly what he needs to do, and in fact, minute left to go. He might actually get another lap here. We'll keep an eye on him across the line. Villette still looking for the overtake. Oh, Mark Gibson, he's still in the pits. Unfortunately, we've got 28 drivers. Rick Kranz bringing up the rear for the Silvers. Rathan 24th. The Arms doing well. All of them in the top 25. Very nicely done. Right, let's see. Oh no, 30 seconds left to go. Sorry, I massively underestimated their pace. I thought they were at the start of the lap, but they're not, so they are going to get another lap. Does Gran have anything in the tank, and can Valette get the Porsche past the Ferrari? He's certainly giving it everything he can. At the minute, the Porsche is another car that does sound very good. Thierry for the wild cards. That's a wiggle in the Porsche, and the Ferrari moving straight over. Yeah, he needs to disassociate himself from the Porsche as much as he can on the straights, because he knows through the twisty stuff, Sean, the Porsche has got him absolutely bang to rights. This is going to be a squeaky bum time for Mr. Van der Hoek over the mountain.
Yes, indeed. But we have seen many instances with Valette where he's had quite a few scary moments himself, but it seems to be a master of quick correction in that Porsche. But yeah, certainly at the moment, Van der Hoek, it was looking rosy for him. He really thought that he could actually bring home the race victory. Now really fighting to keep hold of the last step on the podium. But yeah, you're certainly right with Valette. The Porsche very, very good through the twisty section, and we've seen it's got great acceleration out of the exits as well. And the Ferrari, not being the fastest in a straight line, could come under severe pressure down the Conrod Straight as we approach Forest Elbow. Now we're gonna see now.
Indeed, yeah, the Porsche absolutely going for it. He was slightly on the inside line there, so it's cost himself a bit of pace. Damien Konzig, he's not cost himself any pace at all over that lap there. It is a championship drive from a worthy championship leader. He just wins. He just wins. It's just, he wins. He's been in 4 races. This will be his 3rd win, finished in 4th. Again, the success penalties do their best to keep the championships alive, but Damien Konzig likes putting them to bed, and he takes another checkered flag after another absolutely flawless performance. David Gran can certainly hold his head up high with that 2nd place, and Van der Hoek did fend off Valette for a trip on to the podium. Yep, there we go, the drivers instantly pulling off the track. Like, yep, as much fun as it is to drive there, it is nice to get to the end of the race, that's for sure. Jakob Borowick, what a drive from him. Served his penalty and had a huge contact with the wall. Just goes to show what a bit of persistence can do. And Borowick with an absolutely incredible drive that's going to see him take the silver win ahead of Skapas, who's only separated from Borowick by the ultra-quick wildcard Andre Thierry. So great drive by Skapas as well. Ben Sullivan, want to talk about great drives and persistence. He's managed to get himself onto the silver podium. Where's Skapas? There he is. There we go, bit of a tail slide out of the last corner. You absolutely love to see it. Ben Sullivan, hey, barriers everywhere. Ooh. And that's that's Rick Kranz has just binned his Ferrari. Unfortunately there. Thierry, where is Chappelle? Sorry, Chappelle, let's get Chappelle in the Lexus. I know he was having a couple of connection issues, but there we go. Race winner in the arms. He's going to give us some donuts. Nice. Hey. We've got Dan Putman in 2nd in the arms, and it is Senelith rounding out the arm podium. Absolutely incredible race. Sorry, Sean, we need to
yeah, that's fine, mate.
A second.
Yeah. Is not a problem at all, and well rounded out as. Oh, sorry, John, since I can't see anything.
No, you're fine. Sorry, yep, the server's just reset.
Okay.
But yeah, another absolutely incredible race, Sean, and we could literally be here for weeks talking about the battle that we witnessed up at the front with the top 2. Just absolutely masterful drives by both of them, and that 4-way battle for the win with 2 laps to go, it's just classic QRT, which is all on YouTube.
Yeah, it is classic QRT, but I think it's possibly the best of the best. You know, literally, you know, so the saying says, that's probably not the right phrase there, but you know, both of us possibly on our feet, you know, applauding the drivers, because it was not only very, very exciting, but great respect between the drivers. Some bold and audacious moves, I have to say, from Konzik and Grans, and really taking full advantage of every opportunity thrown at them. But it was certainly the battle of the Titans. Konzik comes out on top, gets the fastest lap as well. So just an absolute masterclass from Konzik, and it's advantage Konzik going into the final race of the season, John.
As yeah, this puts Konzik in a very, 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 very good position, and it's going to be ultra close, as you say. The yeah, great racing there, and next time out it is Silverstone. What a track that is! A lot less walls to worry about, and the drivers will be absolutely hell for leather, as we say in my part of the world, and that will be same time, same place next week. Oh, Rocket Man, straight off the side there. Sullivan on Barbary. But yeah, as we say, that will be next Thursday at the same time. Will be Sean and myself once again bringing you all of the action. Sunday night as well, we have the continuation of the QRT Wild Things Racing Multi-Class Series GT3 Porsche Cup and GT4 cars. If you want to see what Damien Konzik can do in a Porsche Cup car against the GT3, make sure you get tuned in on Sunday night. That is quite the spectacle, I can assure you. That's all we've got time for this evening, though. We will leave you once again with the closing highlights of the race, of which there are many. So sit back, feet up, grab yourself a nice cold drink and enjoy the next 15 minutes of racing action. Sean and I will be back for the conclusion. 3 champions will be crowned, and we will be here for every minute of on-track overtaking insanity that we are going to be treated to. Until then, it is a very good night from Sean.
Good night, everyone.
And it is a good night from me. Stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.